Today we're back talking about one of the worst teams in junior hockey. They are currently 1-39. And today's team is located over in Russia. Their top league listed on Elite Prospects as the MHL, so we're gonna rock with that because I cannot pronunciate the way it's called in Russian. It is known because it develops top NHL talent. Second round had a pile of guys last year from the MHL. The MHL works a lot like a feeder league for the KHL, with some junior teams having a parent club in the KHL or the VHL, which is their second pro league. Now, this club has a parent club, but it's more like they're the club's stepson. Dynamo already has an MHL entry, but now they have this second club. This club was created to be part of Dynamo Moscow's development system, attached and built alongside its youth academy. And they're called Krasna Musini Unimor, or in English, based on their Instagram, Red Machine. That's kind of dope. The logo isn't. The logo is actually pretty lame, but I feel like Red Machine could have a cooler logo. So the MHL splits each conference, East and West, into two tiers based on performance, gold and silver. So Dynamo plays in the gold division and Red Machine plays in silver. And I gotta note this, they have two players with the exact same name. Just needed to address that. But this is their first season in the MHL and it's not going very well. And with such a storied club attached to it, you would think that they'd perform a little bit better. But with all that being said, they do have some players doing well, but every goalie has a sub 900 goals against, and there's been many times when guys have been pulled. They have run with 5 different guys with a lowest goals against average of 4.2 and the highest of 6.24. Now, these guys are currently getting outchanced 468 to 876. Which is actually a lot better than the chances for versus against that the Sarnia team that we had in our last video about the worst junior hockey team had. This is a smaller margin. And when we look at the front of the net here, it's a battlefield. Now, some games are closer than others. They'll either lose with grace or get absolutely kicked around. Now, their singular win just came a few days ago. A 6-5 win over Dynamo Karelia, who has just 5 wins this season. But when you watch these guys play against a top team in the league, it's not good. It reminds me a lot of when Canada played Denmark in the Olympics. But when you dig into the game footage, it just looks like they have a few pieces of talent and then surrounded by players who just aren't so comfortable. Plays get broken up. You can see that there's a system in place. They're trying to run a system, but under pressure, it breaks down. But when they play one of the weaker teams, you can see them starting to strive to be something. So like there's some positive momentum going. They just have a complete inability to sustain it. And when it comes to close games, they often just can't seem to get over the hump. So it would appear to me, just based on the roster, looking at the guys, it's a best of the rest, problem player, and youth squad. And this age comparison between the main team and what we're going to call here is Red Machine's the B team shows that it definitely skews younger, but not completely. And yeah, it's probably meant to be like a U18 team, but with no rules saying that it has to be, it just isn't. It's not like this is the National Development Program. These aren't supposed to be the best that the country has to offer. But regardless of any of that, they just seem to be worse than they should be. And when you really think about it, if you're a really top-end U18 player, you're probably not touching this roster because you're going to be playing with the Gold Division MHL team or even up in the KHL. And as you can see on Dynamo's roster, they have young players who are already drafted by NHL teams, and this team has none, and I don't think they have anybody at all close to being ranked by Central Scouting. And when you kind of think about it a little differently, the KHL team for junior age players can really be seen as the A team, the MHL team can be seen as the B team, and this would actually kind of make this team the C team. But this team absolutely is the worst team playing in the MHL. Now, it's not like they are just supplied like the worst possible of the worst. Their coach actually has good playing experience. He played in Russia 3 and Russia 4, which no longer exists, but he at least played professional hockey. And with it being attached to Dynamo and the youth academy, obviously there's resources. In this very case here, these guys are able to play in this because they're attached to an academy and a bigger junior team. But all in all, these guys are absolutely getting pumped. And if you enjoyed today's video and you want me to talk about another bad junior hockey team, make sure to let me know in the comments.